Was John the last one? Yeah. Oh, and Noah? I was like, I see Noah right here. Nice. Cool. Hey, welcome, everyone. Ooh, I like the reverb, the echo on this. Sounds good. Welcome, people online, Facebook and YouTube. I understand we have viewers in the hundreds this week, so we're excited about that. And here in person, I see roughly, let's see, 700, 800. This is incredible. Great turnout. This is not COVID social distancing. You guys all sounded so quiet when you came up the stairs, I was kind of scared. It was like you were walking to the library and you were in third grade. That's how I felt. Isn't this the library at the school? Oh, it used to be?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
The upstairs lobby now.
The upstairs lobby? Because that's trendier than library? Whatever works.
There's no books anymore.
I was going to say, I'm noticing a significant lack of books for this to be a library. But hey, you never know. Bring your own books. I don't think that was able to be picked up on the microphone, so that's good. Welcome. We have, I guess I'll say a couple announcements, and then we're going to do a quick game. All right, a couple of announcements. First thing, small group is still happening Sunday nights on Zoom. I usually send out that text link every week. If you're not getting that, let me know. That means we don't have your contact information. So let me know. We'd love for you to join us Sunday nights. It starts at 6 and usually is over by 6:30 or 7. Yeah, that's the big announcement. Other thing this isn't really an announcement. This is really just like a, hey, keep this in the back of your mind sort of a thing. That was very relaxing. Yeah. One of the things that I'm really big on is student leadership. So that means like equipping you as students to take on some leadership, to help you learn what leadership really looks like, what godly leadership is. It's really important to me to pass on godly leadership to students. So I say that to say, at some point in the future, and it's not going to be within the next month, I don't know when it's going to be, but just keep it in the back of your minds, whether or not maybe you would be interested in joining a student leadership team. So I don't know when that would be. I don't know how that's going to look specifically. I would be open to hearing from people who are interested in joining, how maybe it would work best for you. So again, I really do take student leadership so serious, and I know a lot of times as teenagers, it's really frustrating when people treat you like kids, right? Does that frustrate anybody? Yeah, I understand that, sure. The way I view student leadership as you having an opportunity to take the initiative to not be treated like that anymore. And this is like, I treat my student leaders like leaders. I'm not going to treat you like kids. So that's one thing I'm huge on it. I love student leadership. It just pays off in so many ways. So just a quick story at my last church in Ohio. So like all the pastors left the church, and now there's no pastors at the church, and the church is, I'm not exaggerating, being run by student leaders. So that's awesome. Like, they're not preaching on Sundays, but everything except preaching, they're putting it together. So they're leading worship on Sunday mornings. They're doing like all the tech stuff in the back on Sunday morning. Like, they're running the show. So like, I really take student leadership serious. These are students that like 5 years ago, no one ever would have invested the time. But I really want to invest in students as leaders, all right? So just think about that. Keep it in the back of your mind. Be praying about that. Maybe that's something God would be asking you to take on in the next season, whenever it starts. I don't even know. It could be like 2021. Who knows? Although I'm not convinced that 2021 is going to happen. Like New Year's Eve, 11:59, we're going to get that countdown going, and then it's just going to be like, we're sorry, we're restarting 2020. I hope not. Okay. That's it. That's it for announcements. I have a quick game. Let's see. That's a mask. I have Starbucks gift cards. Okay? It's 4 of them. Now, I want to hear you. Do you want 4 of you to have the opportunity to each win 1 Starbucks gift card, or does one of you want to try and win all 4 of these Starbucks gift cards? Cat? Oh. Each one is $5, so each one is about one grande beverage, all right? But not a specialty beverage. Don't get no pumpkin spice with a $5 gift card. That's not happening. Who thinks? I'm not going to tell you what the game is yet. Oh, good, it's not up there. Who thinks they want to take a shot at winning a $5 Starbucks gift card? All right, okay. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll bring a leader up here. All right. Sierra, yeah, come on up. Noah, come on up. Katie, get up here. Yeah. Yeah, you're up. And Kat, yeah, come on. All right. Here's how the game is going to work. I need the contestants to, yeah, you can stand right there. And be careful of the cords. Come stand on this side. I'll kind of scoot this way. This is one of my most favorite games. Actually, you know what? So let's see. Sierra, you're going to go first. The rest of you, can you line up behind the camera? I know. Thanks for not stepping on my guitar. Listen, this is important. I have done this game many, many times. Many rounds of this game. And never once has anyone ever won a single round of this game.
Which means Tyler's going to have a lot of Starbucks.
Guys, I've been holding these Starbucks gift cards for a long time. A long time. All right, here's how the game works. This game is called Name Anything. Okay? Here's how it works. Your goal, well, their goal, is to name anything. Okay? But it has to be the right thing if you want the gift card. Yes, but it has to be anything that I'm thinking of. Don't worry, I'm not going to change it. It's on the screen, it'll pop up. There's an answer, all right? You'll have 10 seconds, and there will be a clock, and then there's a buzzer, and it's very aggressive. So, yes.
Do we get multiple guesses?
You can guess as many times as you want within 10 seconds.
But it's not when you're thinking about right now. I bet you're thinking about besides food or something.
You know I'd be thinking about Baja Blast right now. Yeah. It's that time of the week, friends. Wednesday nights are for the Baja. No, it is on the screen. There is a designated answer. I even have it written right here, so don't look at my paper. Okay? Are you ready? So as quick as you can, you have to just name anything. You ready?
No.
If you win, I'm going to absolutely lose my mind. I'm going to throw stuff. This guitar's getting smashed into pieces. It's going to be incredible. It will be incredible. Okay, are you ready?
No.
All right. Joni, are you running slides? All right, Joni, are you ready? That's really what matters. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Coffee, Baja Blast, Taco Bell, ladder, guitar, smashing guitar, hats.
Oh, I'm sorry. The answer we were looking for was the Alamo. It's the Alamo. I'm sorry. Go sit down. Noah, you're next. Come on up. All right, Noah, you see how the game works. Are you ready? All right. Please scoot back that way. There we go. I have to make sure people can see the screen here. Are you ready? And go.
Tacos, Baja Blast, Starbucks gift cards, pumpkin spice latte, chai cappuccino, chai latte, pizza.
Oh, I am sorry. Joni, what were we looking for? We were looking for chalupa. Chalupa. You know, you said Taco Bell. I really thought you were onto something. I really thought you had something going there. All right, Kat, you're up.
Will someone influence my answers now?
Are you ready?
I'm probably going to say 2 words and then stop talking.
All right, as soon as you hear the clock going, you're good to go.
Oh, shoot. There isn't a category? Okay. Oh, crud. Okay. Okay, now, person, place, and thing. Steve Harvey, church.
Oh, I am sorry. You were very close when you said crud. That was very close, but we were looking for chinchilla.
Just like Steve Harvey.
Chinchilla. I'm sorry. All right. All right, come on up. Hey, where's Katie? Okay, all right, okay. Okay. All right, Sonny. No pressure, but this is like, like in baseball, this is like the bottom of the ninth. Your team's down by 2, and they just brought in the pinch hitter. And you got a runner on first, you got a runner on second. But you got this. Are you ready? Me either.
Book, chair, guitar. Whoa. Bench.
Just say whatever's Mount Rushmore.
Oh, I'm sorry. We were actually looking for Turkmenistan. It was very close, though. Very good guess. We were shooting for Turkmenistan. Very good. Very good. Well, still, today, no one has won this game. I don't understand. It's really not difficult.
They know that you never forget the Alamo, so you wouldn't.
Listen, remember the Alamo. It's literally a thing. Okay. We're going to try this game again sometime, but I'm going to have to draw some pictures. All right. Hey, let's worship. Because that's what you do after that. I'll put these Starbucks gift cards away.
All right, how's everybody doing? Why do I feel like I'm all distorted? Is that not normal? Or is that normal? No? Why doesn't everybody go ahead and stand? Let's go ahead and stand. Do I? Okay. Is it coming out of that speaker too?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear it.
It doesn't sound you sing over than you talk.
Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and bow our heads and pray real quick, guys, before we go ahead and jump into worship. God, thank you for allowing us to come here again tonight, God. We thank you for just giving us the time and the place to come together and spend some time in fellowship and coming closer to you, God. I pray as we jump into worship right now that you would just open our hearts and open our minds to anything that you would have to say to us, God. Would we just look to you and be free to worship you in our own way, God. In your name, amen. All right. I searched the world, but it couldn't fill me. Man's empty praise, the treasures that fade are never enough. You came along and put me back together. Every desire is now satisfied here in your love. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing, nothing is better than you. I'm not afraid to show you my weakness, my failures and flaws. You've seen them all, and you still call me friend. Because the God of the mountains is the God of the valley. There's not a place your mercy and grace won't find me again. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing, nothing is better than you. There's nothing. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing, nothing is better than you. You turn morning to dancing. You turn morning to dancing. You turn beauty for ashes. You turn shame into glory. You're the only one who can. You turn mourning to dancing. You turn beauty for ashes. You turn shame into glory. You're the only one who can. You turn graves into gardens. You turn bones into armies. You turn seas into highways. You're the only one who can. You're the only one who can. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing. Nothing is better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing. Nothing is better than you. Amen. Weapon may be formed. The weapon may be formed, but it won't prosper. When the darkness falls, it won't prevail. 'Cause the God I serve knows only how to triumph. My God will never fail. Oh, my God will never fail. I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. Hey, yeah, yeah. There's power after this. There's power in the mighty name of Jesus. Every war he wages, he will win. 'Cause I'm not backing down from any giant. 'Cause I know how this story ends. Yes, I know how this story ends. I'm gonna see, 'cause I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory, yeah. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. Hey. take what the enemy meant for evil, and you turn it for good. You turn it for good. You take what the enemy meant for evil, and you turn it for good. You turn it for good. You take what the enemy meant for evil, and you turn it for good. You turn it for good. You take what the enemy meant for evil, and you turn it for good. You turn it for good. You take what the enemy meant for evil and turn it for good. You turn it for good. Yeah. You take what the enemy meant for evil and turn it for good. You turn it for good. 'Cause I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. 'Cause I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory, yeah. The battle belongs to you, Lord. 'Cause I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. You take what the enemy meant for evil and turn it for good. You turn it for good. Yeah. You take what the enemy meant for evil and turn it for good. You turn it for good. Oh, you're working it out. You're working it out. Oh, oh, you're working it out. You're working it out. Oh. Waking up to a new sunrise, looking back from the other side. I can see now with open eyes, darkest water and deepest pain. I wouldn't trade it for anything, 'cause my brokenness brought me to you. And these wounds are a story you'll use. So I'm thankful for the scars, 'cause without them I would of your faithfulness. I'm not who I was before. I don't have to fear anymore. So I'm thankful for the scars, 'cause without them I wouldn't know your harm. And I know they'll always tell of who you are. So forever I am thankful for the scars. I can see, I can see how you delivered me. In your hands, in your feet, I found my victory. I can see how you delivered me. In your hands, in your feet, I found my victory. So I'm thankful for your scars, 'cause without them I wouldn't know your harm. And with my life I'll tell of who you are. So forever I am thankful. I'm thankful for the scars, 'cause without them I wouldn't know your harm. And I know they'll always tell of who you are. So forever I am thankful for the scars. So forever I am thankful for the scars. God, thank you one more time for just allowing us to come here and spend a little bit of time in worship, God, and just open our hearts up to you, God. I pray as Tyler comes now to give the message that we would just continue to keep our hearts and minds open, God, to anything you might be trying to say to us, God. Would we keep our focus on you, God, and anything you're trying to say to us, God, in your name, amen. You guys can be seated. You are seated. Wow. All right.
All right. Well, last week I told you we would be starting, going through this series over the next couple of weeks, talking about wisdom. And last week I talked about this idea of the way that we're supposed to interact with wisdom. And I just kind of left us with the idea that the way Scripture, especially in Proverbs, the way that we're instructed to interact with wisdom is used, the way it's explained is like a husband and wife. Like, so really what Scripture, I'm not going to get back into all that, but really what Scripture tells us is that we are to be married to wisdom. We are to act so closely together with wisdom that it's as though we are married. Like, you don't make decisions without consulting your spouse. And it's in that same way, we shouldn't be making decisions or leading into big things in life without consulting wisdom first. So that was kind of where we left last week. And this week I'm gonna talk a little more about wisdom. And I told you that I'm gonna try and not like make it boring. Because a lot of times, like, messages about wisdom, they just, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but they just sometimes kind of bore me. So I'm going to try and make it a little not boring. And so tonight, I told you, I don't know if you remember, but I told you tonight we were going to talk about 4 ways you can start a fire with your cell phone. Well, I lied to you, I'm sorry. I only have 3. I only have 3 ways. I think I had a 4th one, but then I felt like, like I was just really trying to get 4, and it wasn't good. So I'm like, we'll just stick with 3. Yeah. So 3 ways tonight, 3 ways you can start a fire with your phone. And to start that, let me just share a story because it kind of relates to cell phones. What I want to just start with this idea that people can do really messed up things with technology. Have you ever experienced that? Have you ever done something messed up with technology? Don't worry, I'm not just pointing at you. Have you ever done something messed up with technology? Let me tell you what happened to me this last week. Anyone like Buffalo Wild Wings? Yeah? Just a quick question. What is it called for short? Thank you. B-dubs. Have you guys ever heard anyone call it BW3s? Everyone look back at John right now. See his hand is raised? I'm going to explain to you why John believes that that's an appropriate name for Buffalo Wild Wings. Because he's from Indiana. It's a Midwest thing. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's true. You are. You're like right from the heart of the Midwest. Yeah. All right. Maybe it's like, I don't know. Maybe it's just that region. Indiana, Ohio, Michigan area. But yeah, everyone in Ohio called it BW3s. And it was like a matter of heated debate in our church. Like churches divided over this matter, like B-dubs, BW3s, like fist fights, everything. It was rough. Maybe I was the only one that was mad about it, but yeah, B-dubs, right? Yeah, so I love B-dubs. Do you guys know on Thursdays it's buy one get one free boneless wings, right? On Tuesdays it's buy one get one free traditional wings. You didn't know that? You're welcome. Your life has now changed. Yeah. Today's Wednesday, so yeah. Yeah. I love B-dubs. I like really spicy foods too. Do you guys like spicy foods? Yeah. Do you like? Have you had the blazing wings before from B-dubs? Anyone? You have. Wow. Yeah, I don't think I have. I have never had the blazing wings because I don't hate my body that much, and I wouldn't do that. But anyway, I digress. So this last week, I got an email saying, so at B-dubs you can get points, right? You sign in, you get points and whatnot every time you go there. And I eat a lot of B-dubs, so I have a lot of points. And we've done like B-dubs for like church stuff before. So like I would get like, it'd be like hundreds of dollars of B-dubs, and it'd all go through my account, so I'd get a lot of points. Well, I went on and checked this week. I had like thousands of points, okay? Like I could probably eat free B-dubs for a year. And I went online this last week as I got an email that said, your B-dubs points have been redeemed. And I was like, nay, I did not. I did no such thing. Yeah. Yeah, like I'm eating a salad right now. Like, trust me, it's not B-dubs. So I went on to the B-dubs account, and there were only 400 points on my B-dubs account. So someone, and what's funny is you can see on the app, it says where the points were redeemed. So someone this last week in Montana had a lot of Buffalo Wild Wings. And they stole all of the points out of my account. And I emailed B-dubs, and they have not responded yet. And it's getting to the point where, like, I don't know what's going to happen next, but it can't be good. But the whole point is, people can do really messed up things with technology. And someone hacked into my Buffalo Wild Wings account, and they went to B-dubs in Montana, and they ordered an ungodly amount of chicken wings and got it all for free. People can do messed up things with their phones, right? Well, that's kind of what we're going to talk about tonight. Wisdom in regards to technology, and that probably doesn't sound very interesting, but it will be. Way number one that you can start a fire with your phone is stealing my B-dubs. Like, it will start a literal fire because I will probably burn your house down. Just kidding. But honestly, if you were to eat all that much B-dubs at once, you physically would probably burn your own house down. That would not be good. But no, way number one, you can start a fire with your phone by saying whatever you want. You know people that go on social media and they just are like the bravest people in the world on Instagram? Yeah, Twitter especially. Like, people go on Twitter and like they think they are gods. Like, I can say whatever I want. Like one thing that everything I'm going to say tonight, I should preface this. Everything I'm going to say is both a good thing and a bad thing. So one of the results of like social media, and not just social media, but where's my cell phone over here? One of the results of these things is it has made us very bold. I would not even think twice, right, about talking trash to some like world-class boxer who lives in like Australia. Because what the heck is he going to do about it? Right? Yeah. You're right. But we have this idea like this person's far away. They're not in front of me right now. So like I can say whatever I want about this person and there's no consequences, right? When like I guess it can be a good thing that it's made us bold, but it's a bad thing in the way that it's made us bold, right? Like I feel like I can say whatever I want and there's no consequences. When in reality, if I were standing face to face to that boxer, I wouldn't say those things to him face to face because he would make me stop saying things for a long time, and I wouldn't want that. But for some reason, when we look at our screen, we don't see what's on the other side of the screen, and we don't see who's looking on the other side, and it makes us really bold, and maybe not in a great way. So there's, I guess, several problems with this, but I'm going to point out one like real world, like worldly problem for you, and then one maybe more spiritual problem. Here's like the real world problem. Over the last like 5 years, this, like most of you, this is just like ingrained in you. The idea of like cyberbullying, right? Like 5 years ago, this really no one even cared, right? It was really over the last like 5 years that really cyberbullying has become such, like people crack down on it to the point where now in many states, cyberbullying is actually like a criminal offense. So here's like a real world problem. Like if you were to just go off and say whatever you want and say mean, hateful, rude things about other people, if that were to get marked as cyberbullying. So let's give like a real example. Let's say like I post like, I don't know, I'd probably post a picture of, I don't really use social media, but if I did, I'd probably post exclusively pictures of coffee. Because that's really like 95% of my life. So I say I post a picture of a coffee and I'm like, man, what a swell beverage that was. And then Kat jumps on and she just starts talking mad trash about my coffee, right? Because you probably would, right? If I posted a picture of coffee, you'd be like, this is dumb, you know? Don't worry, I would make fun of that too. But if you were to say, like, take that in like a real way, like if you were to seriously go off on someone and they were to say that, hey, I feel bullied right now, like I feel like I'm being attacked, I'm being targeted. Well, one of the consequences is you can lose access to that social media account. If it's taken in a more serious way, maybe the words you say are considered hate speech. You can actually face criminal offenses because of that. Like there are very real consequences, and we often don't think about it because it's so easy to hit send. And a lot of times we just think like, well, I can just delete what I said, and then it's like I never said it. But that's not really how technology works. You can't delete anything. Even just side note, even like, do you guys use Snapchat? I use Snapchat. I love Snapchat, but it's also can be a bit, toxic. Things you send on Snapchat don't actually disappear. Like I know, like even like aside from the whole fact that someone can screenshot a picture, aside from that, every picture you send on Snapchat actually stays on servers that Snapchat keeps. So like nothing disappears. And the same thing, like if you write a post on Instagram and delete it, it's still there. It's on a server. Like that stuff can be called up. Like you can't just get rid of stuff. So maybe one way we can practice wisdom is by being more careful. The spiritual problem with this is the things we say really take root in our hearts. And that's the big thing I want to think about. The things we say, the things we type, the things we put towards others take root in our hearts. Galatians 6 says this: whatever you plant will grow someday. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but whatever you plant will grow someday, and you will be forced to face your words. The words you say and the way you say them form your character. Talked a little bit about student leadership. This is a big thing I focus on in student leadership is like not just the words you say, but the way you say things have such a huge impact on your character. I could probably spend the next like hour just lecturing about the psychology of why this is the way it is, because it's actually really weird. But the things you say form your character. The way you say things forms your character. So when you speak hate, when you speak negativity, when you speak mean things, it just becomes who you are. That just becomes the way people see you, and that's not really good. James chapter 3 says it like this: look how small the tongue is, yet it boasts of great things. How great of a forest is set ablaze by such a small fire. The things we say or the things we post may seem really small. We may think like, oh, it's just a little fire, right? I'm just like making fun of Tyler a little bit about the coffee that he posts on Instagram. But this is a lesson the West Coast knows very well right now. Every forest fire starts out as a small fire. And once that fire gets rolling, it's hard to put that out. And it's the same thing with the words we say. Once that fire gets started, once our tongue starts that fire, it's hard to put that out. And it takes a lot of intentionality and a lot of practice and a lot of careful patience to put out that fire. If I say the name Smokey the Bear, no one's going to look at me confused, right? Y'all know who Smokey the Bear is? I said Smokey the Bear one time on the East Coast, and everyone's like, what? Apparently they don't have forest fires out there, so they have no need for Smokey. And I'm like, Smokey the Bear. And they're like, never heard of her. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I used to think when I was a kid, like Smokey was putting a lot of responsibility on me. He's like, only you can prevent forest fires. And I'm like, I can't bear that weight. That's a lot. I'm 12. I can't handle this. But it's true. Only you can prevent the destruction that your words cause in other people's lives. Be careful the things you say. Way number 2, we can start a fire with our phone. Is by venting to the world through social media and not venting to friends. This is important. It is not bad to be mad. It is not a sin to get angry, right? It is not at all problematic to express our anger in good ways. No, you're good. I know. It's actually natural and it's actually fine to be angry. In fact, sometimes it's even good to be angry because there's some things in life that should make us angry, right? When we see like horrible crimes, when we see injustice, when we see people suffering, that should make us mad. But the way we respond to that anger is huge. And a lot of times what people do is they just go on and they type a message and they put it on social media, and that's how they vent their anger, instead of going to a friend and venting that anger to a friend in a more productive way. And that can start a huge fire. So here's the reality of that situation. We have a problem with someone, right? Maybe I put a picture of my coffee on Instagram, and Kat posted about it, and she made fun of me, and it hurt my feelings, and I cried a little bit. And then, now that I'm mad at Kat, what I should not do is go on Instagram and be like, I can't believe she would say things like that. She's a horrible person. So that's not very productive to say. But maybe I would go to Tyler and be like, listen, man, she was so mean to me. And we can... okay, I apologize you had to see that. But we had a bad day, we're mad at someone, and we share that over social media with the whole world to see instead of bringing that to a friend. Here's the problem. Do you ever see posts like that and think like, oh, that person seems like a good person? Like, no, when people post like bad, like hateful content, it doesn't make you think good things about them. So you have to assume if you're posting content like that, people are looking at you like, oh, wow, this person's maybe kind of a jerk. It's not a very good image on you. But here's the spiritual problem with that. When, Kat hurts my feelings and I cry a lot, and then I go on Instagram and I start trashing Kat back and we get into this back and forth, that doesn't build anything up. When really what I could have done is gone to Tyler and we could have talked about it and he could have helped me through that. And then what that would have done, not only is that would have helped me come to a place of forgiveness for the hurt that I feel, but also it would have built community between Tyler and myself to where him and I can grow up together and we can be more mature in community because of that. And I think like this is big. The whole thing about church is all about being in community together. And anytime a church fails to like be a community of people lifting each other up, encouraging each other, and sharing the gospel of Jesus, then that church is failing at its very essential mission to be a church. So church is all about being with each other and lifting one another up. So, way number 3, you can start a fire with your phone. This one kind of works both ways. Believing that everything people say is true. former President Abraham Lincoln said it the best when he said, "You shouldn't believe everything you read on the internet." Yeah.
I think that's in the Emancipation Proclamation.
Yes, it was. I believe so. Yeah. Yeah. And if you haven't pieced together, Abraham Lincoln never said those things, right? It was actually George Washington who said those things. It was. I saw it in Hamilton. Don't even try and argue with me. He came out, he rapped it. It was cool. Have you guys seen Hamilton? That's fair. It's pretty good. It's pretty good music. I'm not saying you should watch it, but I'm saying that if your parents are okay with you watching it, then you should watch it because it's really good. But it does have some language and whatnot. But anyway, yeah, no, don't believe everything you read on the internet. Now, I guess I can throw in a little caveat and say, don't not believe everything you read on the internet. Like, there's so much things going around today, people just assume everything is fake. Like, then we don't trust anything. We probably shouldn't do that either. We should maybe sit somewhere in the middle, but don't just believe everything you read on the internet. And I mean that more than just like what people say. If I were to just post on the internet like right now and say that, you know, we had 7,000 students at youth group tonight, it's obviously not true. We only have 4,000 students at youth group this evening. But that's not true, right? You shouldn't just believe everything you say, but I really mean it in a different way than that. What I think is more toxic is when we believe the lies about the image that people create for themselves. That makes sense? I just like twisted up my own mind as I said that. Let me explain that a little better. You know how there's those people who like everything about their Instagram profile is just 100% better than yours? You know what I mean? Their pictures are better. Their family looks happier. The things they own are better than the things you own. Everything about like their image, just it's something that you wish that you had for yourself, right? I think that way about Noah's Instagram account. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Dude, I just ripped it all off Google.
Photoshopped yourself in there, you know? Yeah, so like, you know, we look at other people's stuff and we think that like, man, this person's life is perfect. Like, this person's life is everything that I want my life to be. But we have to recognize that the life that they want you to believe they have, they don't actually have. Everyone goes through difficulty. Everyone has some mess in their life. And maybe there are things about people's lives that, whatever, I don't really care, I guess. But here's the thing. Don't just believe that the image they put on for themselves is who they really are, because that's toxic for you. Let them do their own thing, right? But there's no need to like compare yourself to those people, because what they want you to believe about them may not actually be who they really are. Protect yourself. No need to compare yourself. And also, if you're one of those people that does that on Instagram, maybe be aware of the ways that you're making other people feel, right? Noah, please. You're really... All right. It's just my throat is dry, I promise. I promise. I'll put my mask back on. Yeah, it has. Cat's really been tearing me apart. And the B-dubs guy. Yeah. Joke's on him. My reward's in heaven. Just kidding. Do you think there's going to be B-dubs in heaven? I can only assume so. Yeah. All right. Here's what I want to leave you with this thought. With this scripture. It's in Proverbs chapter 18. It says, "Life and death are in the power of our tongue." Think about that phrase for just a second. Life and death are in the power of our tongue. This is true with the way we use social media. This is true with the way we just interact with each other. It's true with just the small things that we say to each other. It's true with everything, that life and death are in the power of our tongue. Let me maybe give a slightly different interpretation of this verse. Maybe you've heard this before. It's in Proverbs 18, but let me give just a slightly different way to understand this verse. I want you to think that with every phrase that you say, with every word you say, you are simultaneously speaking both life and death at the same time, right? I know death is a bad thing. We shouldn't be like wanting to speak that, but let me challenge you. When let's say let's see who can I pick on? I'm just going to go back to Tyler because he played guitar tonight and he sang for us and he did a great job. Maybe with me saying to Tyler, hey, Tyler, great job leading worship tonight. I really appreciate your heart and service here for the youth group. I really love that, man. Thank you. That speaks life into him, right? Because I just encouraged him, I lifted him up. That is speaking life into other people. But at the same time, it's also speaking death. Because I know I'm speaking death to maybe any doubt or insecurity. Maybe Tyler really wasn't feeling it tonight. Maybe he thought he missed some notes when he was singing and he was beating himself up. Maybe when I said, hey, great job, maybe I spoke death to that insecurity. As I'm speaking life into the things that give him life, I'm speaking death into the things that maybe held him back from advancing and moving on and going further. With everything we say, we speak both life and death. Now, if I turn that around and say, Tyler, maybe someone else will lead worship next week, or something like that. Like if I turn that around and I say, hey, I really think you messed it up. And that is just, it's horrible. That's mean to say. Even if I thought it was true, that'd just be mean to say. But that would speak death into the positive things that I should be speaking life into. And the things that I would be speaking to life in him would be doubt and insecurity and those feelings of inadequacy, right? With everything we say, we speak both life and death. And I think that's true of the way we use our phones. I don't know why, but my phone just blows up when I'm at church, guys. I think people know I'm here, and they're like, let's text Tyler. With everything we post, with everything we say, with the things we put towards other people, we speak both life and death into their lives, which is awesome news, because that means we have an opportunity to build something incredible with the words we say and with the way we use social media. I think that's awesome. But what we build is entirely up to us. So, we have like 5 minutes left. We only have 4 minutes left. That's fine. At your tables, this is what I would like you to do. I would like you to pray. That's it. I don't want you to go around and share small group questions, so we don't have time for that. But I want you to pray at your table. Have one person pray. But here's the question I want you to leave with tonight. Will you set fire to the lives around you, or will you embrace wisdom in a way that bleeds into the way you use your phone, the way you talk with others, the way you hate on my social media posting about coffee? That never happened, but I'm like really offended by that, Kat. In my mind, it did happen, and I'm not okay with it. You have the opportunity to speak life and death, speak life into the things that give life, and speak death into the things that bring death. But it's all in the way you decide to use your words. So, with that, go ahead and spend some time, maybe just a minute or so. If you have prayer requests, go ahead. And then someone at your table, go ahead and pray. Okay? What? All right. Are we still live? Good. Can we get Noah? Can we get our ceremonial goodbye? Yeah. Everyone, wave to our friends online. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye. We appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. This is. Oh, that was fun. I like the sound effects too. Cool. All right. Goodbye, internet world.